In this video, we are going to be going over the new car rarities that were just added to Nitro. Like a lot of other games, they go from common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. So I cannot wait to get into this video with you guys because this is actually really cool. One more thing before we get into this video, if you enjoy my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and I'd also appreciate it if you liked and shared this video with a friend. And without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Okay guys, shown on screen right now is the new updated Nitro type item shop. Honestly, I think this actually looks absolutely spectacular. It even bears more resemblance to the Fortnite item shop if you played that game. I assume you have. And honestly, I'm quite a big fan of this. I mean, I just love like the gold and the colors and like all these different ideas. Basically, all the different rarities are now shown on the Nitro type item shop, and I'm honestly quite a big fan of that. I mean, it just looks absolutely spectacular, just being able to see all the rarities. Now, right now, the price does not match up with the rarity. I think they're still pricing Nitro type items however they want, but I assume at some point maybe the legendary items will cost more than the epic items, and they'll cost more than the rare items and so on. But for now, these Nitro type item shop like rarities right now are just placeholders, so they may be changed in the future. For example, an epic rarity trail you have now may actually turn into a legendary or a rare rarity trail later. So not all the rarities are permanent, but they are in the game. Like, rarities are now in the game, even if they're not in their final form just yet. And I honestly am really excited for this. If you go over to the garage, like in the car customizer, they actually have like it all set up there as well. I honestly think it looks quite good. I mean, you could see like, I could suddenly be like, oh, look at all these legendary cars I have. And then I'll notice like, oh, these are some like less rare cars and things like that. I kind of wonder how much rarity will be put into the game in the future. It would definitely be really cool to have like maybe the legendary rarity stuff show up in the Nitro type seasons, or show up in the Nitro type item shop less, and maybe have the more common stuff show up more often. That way it's actually like the rarities represent actually how rare they are. However, I wouldn't be surprised either if this was like Fortnite and they just kind of have the rarities there for basically how cool it is and how much it'll cost. Honestly, I really love this update, and it's interesting to see how rarities will be playing in the future, because again, they are not permanent. Cars will be changing how rare they are, same with the trails and all the other items and things like that. So I'm honestly really interested to see how this will all happen, because right now rarities don't affect everything. I think Nitro type kind of just applied all the rarities to like what feels right. So maybe some of the cooler cars will be gold, and then some of like the less cool cars will be gray. I kind of think they just chose whatever feels right, which honestly makes sense for this point in the game, especially with the rarity scale not fully like organized yet. So I'm going to be really interested to see what Nitro does with rarities, because it seems like nothing's final right now, and they kind of just wanted to add this to the game so they could work on the X-Max season and just have the rarities out of the way. But again, it'll be really interesting to see, and I wouldn't be surprised if cars start changing their rarities. Maybe it flips around, maybe the price is dependent on the rarity, maybe the rarity is dependent on how literally rare it is actually in the game. Something to note, there used to be an admin rarity in the game files for cars like only admins have, or exclusive cars like that, but again, it was never really in the game. If you don't know what I'm referring to, basically all the rarities have actually been in the game files for like a long time. Like, I've been able to see all these car rarities for a while. It's like listed in the car's code and things like that. However, it's not until whatever it was at your time that we actually got to see these cars have the rarities in game. Before, it was just in the code, and now we can actually see it. So this update has been a long while in the making, and I've actually been waiting for them to introduce these Nitro type rarities into the game for a while, considering they've been in the code for a while. But yeah, now they're finally in the game. And again, there used to be an admin rarity with them in the code, but it's no longer there. And yeah, that's pretty much everything to do with the new Nitro type item shop rarities. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. One more thing before we go, I just put out a video reacting to all types of absolutely hilarious Nitro type memes. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider watching that Nitro type meme video. It's super funny, and if you haven't seen Nitro type memes before, I'd highly recommend clicking on it. And yeah, sold out.